Bo Nix isn't that guy. We are overrating him. He's a weak, I quote, a weak quarterback that was spammed at least 30 times in the chat. He just shuts people up, man. That's what I love about Bo Nix. Like, if you're a fan, you love a quarterback who sees that and they shut them up. Welcome back to another episode of the Broncos Avenue Podcast, your home for all the latest Denver Broncos news and rumors. I'm your host, Amir Farrell, co-host Evan Petruk, and today we have a special guest, an up-and-coming writer for University of Colorado Boulder. If you guys don't know, he's a great friend of mine. We've had him on the show before. Leo, it is great to have you on the show. You already know, man, like we talk very often privately. That sure. I'm like very proud of like your work and like how much you've grown. Obviously, if you guys don't know, we became friends on Instagram where I ran the Broncos Avenue account. And it's just like crazy seeing him go from like high school football to now graduating and being so successful at Boulder, man. You know, I'm super happy for all your recent success and everything. But how are you doing, man?
You know, that means a lot to hear from you, especially, Amir, because, you know, I got a lot of respect and love and appreciation for what you've been doing as well, you know, with the Broncos Avenue podcast and bringing Evan along as well. I think it's been a phenomenal move. He's been a great co-host. But, yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. You know, wrapping up the Buff season. It's been good, you know, now getting to focus primarily on watching the Broncos. So it's been awesome.
Yes, sir. And Evan, how are you feeling? Obviously, Leo will give his thoughts as well. How are you feeling after this insane, thrilling, exhilarating, incredible win? I don't know if I would use the word incredible, but it was just an entertaining game from top to bottom after the Broncos beat the Commanders 27-26 in overtime.
Absolutely. I think entertaining is the best way to put it. It was a great watch for sure, unlike the last primetime game the Broncos played. And it's nice. My buddy is a Commanders fan. I get a little bit of bragging rights, although all the fans of the other teams in my personal buddies, they're all saying, oh, frauds, whatever. You know, a win's a win. These guys like to gut them out and win them at the last second. So I can't really complain that it's just another one of those wins. I feel like we'll beat the worst team in the league and the best team in the league like this. It's the culture and the way this team likes to win. So as much as it hurts my heart sometimes, a win's a win, man. You can't really complain about that.
Yeah, Nick Bonito having the game of his life. Had a sack, forced fumble, that game-winning PBU. He immediately went to Twitter and tweeted about how he hates wearing a cast. That was hilarious. Dude, like literally 5 minutes after the game ends, hops on Twitter. Like
immediately, always. He's always going right on Twitter. I love it.
This dude is not real. What were your thoughts about those closing moments, Leo?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, yeah, talk about a defensive stand. I think, first and foremost, anytime you get a win in the NFL, it's a good thing. Especially being a team with 9 wins, you're going to get everyone's best game. People know the Denver Broncos are coming to town. They know the expectation now. And, you know, there's a little bit of a target that's starting to build on the back. So I think being able to come out in primetime, close it off with the dub, was a great performance. That's exactly what you needed, especially coming off a bye. I'm going to be honest, I was a little bit concerned to see if this team was going to be a little bit sluggish or not. But, hey, they came out, they took care of business, and then Nick Bonito, just unreal. He's one of the, you know, those special players that you only get to see every once a decade. And Von Miller was one of those. Nick Bonito's trying to be the next.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's just a signature play from a signature player. Who else would you rather have making that game-winning play, game-sealing play, however you want to word it? That's just what he does, man. He comes up big when the team needs him the most, and that was just awesome. I was expecting him to get a sack, and a pass breakup is the same. So.
Speaking of making plays when it matters most, Bo Nix came to play today. You can say that he was inconsistent in the first half and some in a little bit in the second half, but man, like Evan literally just said, making plays when it matters most. That is literally the makeup of Bo Nix. He is the most clutch quarterback in the entire world. 321 passing yards or 321 passing yards, only 16 incompletions on 45 attempts, and basically a non-existent running game. Like his leading rusher had 2.7 yards a carry today. He damn near led this team in rushing himself. So he really put the team on his back when it mattered most in that essentially game-winning drive offensively in overtime. So great stuff from Bo Nix. A lot of people, I was streaming this game on TikTok if you guys didn't know, and immediately just heard it from Commanders fans and any other NFL fans, specifically like Raiders and Chiefs fans, about how Bo Nix isn't that guy. We are overrating him. He's a weak, I quote, a weak quarterback that was spammed at least 30 times in the chat. He just shuts people up, man. That's what I love about Bo Nix. Like, if you're a fan, you love a quarterback who sees that shit and they shut them up. Like, that's what Bo Nix is. I love the guy. The makeup, he's exactly what you want at quarterback.
Yeah, that throw that he made, it's unfortunately going to be overshadowed by that catch that Treylon Burks made. Oh my gosh, that was just insane. And people are coming at Riley Moss for that. Like, what is he supposed to do in that situation? The guy's taller than him, and it was just a perfectly thrown ball and a perfect catch. Like, that's just one of the best plays I've ever seen. But that throw that Bo Nix made, man, just that, how can you see that and go, oh, this guy's not the guy? He has that in his arsenal, man. And I'm sure you can, critique his inconsistencies. Like, the interception he threw was pretty bad, but man, that throw, that was, I think, probably one of his best throws of his career.
I mean, there were just so many moments throughout this game where Bo Nix just had to make a play, and it was phenomenal. And he's been doing this week in and week out. In the fourth quarter, when it matters most, and the Broncos need to play, he steps up. And one play I do want to talk about, though, is on that, overtime drive, the pass to Evan Engram. That route was incredible for him to shake off the man coverage. Bo Nix led him perfectly, and he hit right up the seam. That burst, has been something we've been wanting to see more of this season, but it was just a great connection from players in the clutchest moment.
Evan Engram, man, talk about shutting people up, man. He shut Jonesy and I. Our few days ago, we had him on the pod, and we were talking about how Evan Ingram's been wildly disappointing this year. And he comes out and leads his team in receiving, 6 catches, 79 yards, had that 41-yard reception. He went zooming down the field, probably could have scored there if he wanted to. Yeah, he's just 6'7" there. I see that, Evan. He had a game, man. He looked like the Giants Engram in terms of like speed and quickness today. I was really thrilled with what I saw from him. And if we can keep getting that out of him, I think he will definitely be our starter next year again.
Sorry to cut you up. Go ahead.
No, if you're going to talk more about Engram, I was going to move over to Sutton because he also had a good game.
Yeah, I was just going to quickly talk about Evan Engram, and we did talk about it in the pod, and I said I do fully expect them on this bye week to try and integrate him into the offense a lot more. And I mean, how many targets did he have? How many catches did he have? And he came up with the biggest
9.
play. Yeah, like that catch and run up the seam. Like, that's just the athlete that he is. That's the, I'm going to say it. I hate saying it, but that's the Joker. And it was, I know everyone hates it, but I mean, that's exactly what you signed Evan Engram for plays like that. So just a great game from him on his end for sure.
What were your thoughts on him, Leo? I'm curious because like some people weren't that great, like happy about the signing. Some people loved it, and then some people midseason were kind of like, all right, we need to look for a tight end next year.
I was more on the neutral end because I definitely saw the upside with Engram, but I'm also, a big believer in, you want to see what he actually does on the field for you, because what he's done in the past is the past, right? How can it be implemented in the Broncos offense? And I was, confident in Sean Payton's ability to try to scheme him open. I just think that for whatever reason, there's just been some inconsistencies with getting him the ball. It's something he's had a couple drops throughout the season, but you want him to start clicking right now. This is the time for him to figure it out. And I think that's what you're seeing with a lot of these players in the Broncos offense, is that it just takes time. They need a few games to figure it out. They haven't played together before. Bo Nix is only a second-year quarterback. But for him to be able to start taking these strides and, make the plays with the receptions after a catch especially, that's going to be a dangerous weapon in the playoffs. And that's going to be only an additional layer to this offense that's going to help Bo Nix.
Yeah. I 100% agree. And talking about special, Courtland Sutton, man, made some plays when it mattered most today. 5 catches, 62 yards, touchdown. Evan mentioned that Bo Nix throw, which is like probably the most athletic touchdown I've seen him throw in his career, including probably college. I mean, that was just that. I don't even want to compare it to Mahomes because I know some people were saying that looked a little Mahomey. It's just corny at this point.
It did look a
Bo
little
Nix is better.
Mahomey. I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely did.
Coming from Patrick Mahomes himself over here.
Yeah. Oh, fuck you, man. In case you guys are wondering, some people think I sound like Patrick Mahomes, which I don't really see it, but I mean, I guess, right?
When he reaches a certain tone of voice, bro, I'm not gonna lie, you sound exactly like him.
Oh man, really not you too, man.
I've told you this off camera.
Yeah,
dude.
I know. It's okay. I can't help it. I was born this way.
Cortland Sutton just had a great game, man. There's not much to say. The dude's he's going to be Cortland Sutton pretty much like every week when you give him the targets. He's someone who definitely deserves to retire a Bronco, especially after making some game-changing plays like he did today.
He's just such a culture piece too for the team, right? Not only what he brings on the field, that leadership, he's got that rapport with Nix as well, that they trust each other. If he's got to go throwing up, it's going to be Cortland Sutton. And, more times than not, he's coming down with that ball. So again, just a big performance and glad to see them continue to be consistent together.
Okay. So we always talk about the good, and then let's talk about the bad, because let's be honest, we could be sitting here at 9-3, very depressed after this game, but instead, Nick Bonito obviously saved our lives. What are some things that you were very displeased with today between the both of you guys?
I personally didn't think that we had the impact that we needed to from the interior edge rushers. I know Mariota was getting the ball out quickly, and as well as, he's a pretty mobile guy. I mean, he's older, but he's one of the greatest college quarterbacks ever, and he did that with his mobility. So I feel like Cliff Kingsbury had a great game plan for the Broncos today, and it was unfortunate. I'd like to see Zach Allen and JFM get a little bit more penetration. I thought Malcolm Roach played all right, and Jonathan Cooper, and besides, Nick Bonito making those extreme plays, I thought that sometimes it was kind of like, not low effort, but they just, you'd like to see the best defense, the defense that's going to break the sack record, get a little bit more sacks. That's all. That's the only, dull spot I'd say. I personally thought the PI on Hufanga, it was PI, but I thought it got tipped when he threw it. So that's questionable. And then the final touchdown in overtime, I mean, I don't know what the refs are looking at. That we've had 4 pick plays called the exact same way, if not lesser, of an impact and a way lesser of a moment than that. That was just blatant pick. He brutally reached out and just clipped Pat Surtain, and that's a tight end running a flat there in Deebo Samuel. So I mean, it's kind of hard for Pat Surtain to do anything like that when you got KFC man out there. Like, jeez, I couldn't fathom the fact that they didn't call that, but I mean, we did get bailed out on a couple of the plays. Like, thought the officiating was pretty bad all around, but yeah, it's just like, I don't really know, because there was certain moments where the whole team was playing bad, but then as well as certain moments where those same guys that were playing bad had bright spots. So it's kind of hard to say.
But yeah, like Leo said, like we hadn't played in like 20, 21, 22 days, something like that. So, I mean, you kind of expect it, but at the same time, there are no excuses in this league. And it's a 3-8 Commanders team who is the oldest in the league. So,
for sure. And then, Amir, you pointed out that running game as well. 2.7 yards per carry is not going to be acceptable. Sure. It's not going to get it done in the playoffs. And I think the offensive line as a whole, I don't know if it's was missing a step, but they just kind of seem to be off on a few plays. And, I think Bo Nix got hit a little bit more than he's been accustomed to getting hit. And you don't like to see that as much. But again, minor things that they're able to clean up and fix. You just would have liked to seen it be better for this game.
Yeah. Other than that, I think Riley Moss had a couple plays where he could have been better. But, I mean, there were some plays where he obviously just ball. Like, there was the one play where it was downfield and he punched the ball out, perfect timing. Like, the dude is he absolutely deserves to be starting in this league. I don't know why we sit there, like Evan's saying, like people were saying, oh, we need to have a serious convo about Riley Moss after he got literally the greatest catch of all time made on him in the end zone. Which shout out to Traylon Burks and Mariota. They definitely, and more so Mariota, had a great game. But
I mean, yeah, anytime you're playing across from the defensive player of the year, you're going to get targets. And for whatever reason, he's just had some unfortunate plays made, whether it's, penalties or, like you said, one of the most spectacular catches of this entire season. I mean, what can you do? You just got to keep playing, and I think his attitude never shifts. He's a dog, and when you have that mentality, the coaches see it, your players feed off of it, and he's good for the team.
I saw this one post, and it was what brutal historical figure did Riley Moss have to be in his past life to be this unlucky? Like he's got the worst luck of all time in NFL history. Like,
yeah,
like what's he supposed to do?
So I want
to. He's in great coverage, and he just gets a play made right on top of his head.
Yeah. One thing I will say is I think this debate probably won't be put to bed until he has like a Pro Bowl year or something. But we really need to put this thought to bed that Chris Abrams-Drain should be starting over. And I don't know. What do you think, Leo? Because there's some people who still think he has a higher ceiling than Moss.
Yeah, I completely disagree with that as well. I love Chris Abrams-Drain as a player, for depth. I think he fills his role phenomenally. But Riley Moss is the clear-cut cornerback too. Don't change anything up. He's demonstrated that over the last couple of years, and it's beyond just what you could do in play-wise. It's the scheme, right? It's the IQ of the game. It's the flow, and I think he's really got a good connection of where he's supposed to be. Because it's not like Riley Moss is ever getting beat, just blown by, or he's not knowing the assignment. I mean, he's just losing play. He's just getting, outplayed sometimes, and that's all right. It happens in this game at this level, especially when people are targeting you and they're creating their best plays and their best concepts to try to attack you.
Yeah, he's only in like his third year as well. It's not like he's like Levi Wallace in his like eighth year where he should have been figured this out by now and he's just getting cooked. So just want to put that out there.
Thank
you. His athletic makeup is insane. Like, why would you want to get rid of that when he's developing so well? I just doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know. Some people continue to feel strongly about that. What was going on with Troy Franklin today? Do either of you guys know? I was here in my chat. Apparently, he got injured or something. Like, he only had 2 catches, 21 yards, and then I hear something about like, where's Troy Franklin? Is he coming back? Like, what was going on with that?
I didn't see a play that he got hurt, and I didn't hear him talk about it on the broadcast at all. It was just a Pat Bryant legacy, as it always is. So I mean, can't complain about when Pat Bryant's getting more targets.
He got 7 targets today.
It was definitely weird just because Bo Nix has targeted Troy Franklin so heavily over the last couple of weeks, and that connection seemed to have been heating up. But I don't know. I personally did see an injury, and then, like you said, I think that's something that if it happened on the field, the broadcast would have been a little more apparent about, or at least mentioning it in that final drive, like, hey, they're without Troy Franklin. But again, maybe it's just a coach's decision within the scheme. They wanted Pat Bryant out there, to play a bigger role as a bigger body and, maybe a more physical team. But that I'm really not sure about.
Yeah, I swear I saw Lil Jordan Humphrey more than Troy Franklin in the first half. And that's not a great thing, which I didn't even put in my notes. What was bro doing on that special teams play? Are we serious? Like, I understand sometimes it's hard for those guys to make plays like that. That's a difficult adjustment to be. But I'm sure you guys know what play I'm talking about, where he's trying to down that ball at the 1 and he just completely messes it up. Right. Yeah, like it's just a simple mistake. It's like a rookie mistake made by a veteran. Like, come on.
It was a textbook punt. I mean, that's an opportunity to flip the field. With that pass rush, that defense, you're thinking safety, realistically trying to get some points. And it's like, come on, you had all the time in the world to get a clean catch and just down it. And you just muff it up and then step on the line. And it was just disappointing. That was a disappointing play for sure.
Cost us like 20 yards.
I just looked on Twitter to see if I could find any information, and it's just all people crashing out because he didn't get his 3 receptions that his line was set at today. So
all the bettors are losing their mind.
I know a few people who bet that.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, I made it. I don't bet on Broncos games. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk. I can talk about that on
YouTube for sure.
Yeah. I don't bet on Broncos games, but my one buddy asked me for a parlay, and the one I made for him hit. So, maybe I could have put money on it, but it's bad luck for me. So that's like, I'm pretty superstitious. But yeah, I picked Pat Bryant to get like 30 yards or something like that. He did.
Oh yeah, it was money.
Yeah,
he was looking nice.
Yeah, he is. Nice. In case you didn't know, I'm like the biggest ever since Pat Bryant got drafted. I'm the biggest Pat Bryant glazer. Maybe besides
awesome.
Pat Bryant worshiper, he might be more than me. But
Pat Bryant worshiper is funny.
Yeah. Other than that,
there's so many great
Worst
Broncos
breakouts.
pages, especially with the team being good now. It's kind of awesome to finally see because people are a little more energized, but
Yeah,
it really is nice.
for sure.
Hufanga had 10 tackles. He definitely had a good game. I would argue. Tillman had that one sack on that play where he touched Mariota when he fell down. Dre Greenlaw had an interception. Forgot to mention that. Game-changing play, or I want to say game-changing play, but good play there by Greenlaw. Overall, how are you guys feeling about the defense after today in its entirety? Because I don't really think anybody anticipated Mariota having a game like he did against our defense, who was at one point, I don't know if they still are, on pace to break the 85 Bears sack record. Like, come on, that's an insane stat.
I think they are still on pace to break it after today, but
Nice.
we were on pace to break it by like 17 sacks by the end of the
Yeah.
season. So
It helps that we're playing an extra game than the Bears did.
exactly. I think it's a good thing that we won this game and we had this, because this was the first team to really, I mean, the Colts, I guess you could say that, but the Colts were just on fire. Jonathan Taylor was insane, but I'd just say that
Frauds, by the way.
they really exposed the weaknesses of this Broncos defense and picked on Pat Surtain coming back from his injury. And the fact that they were coming off a bye week. I don't know. I always feel like the defense is not going to perform up to its standard coming off the bye week, but
I totally agree.
I still have 100% faith that this is the best defense in the league. I think that this is good because now they have something to work on for, like, let's say, like, because Cliff Kingsbury is a great play caller. So
Yeah.
I have no worries about how the defense performed tonight. I mean, it wasn't up to their standard, but I can definitely see them bouncing back against the Raiders next week.
I mean, yeah, like you mentioned, there were just a few times where it was 50-50 plays, and it was unlucky that it went against their way, talking about that catch. But I think there's a few things they want to clean up. Talanoa Hufanga did have that pass interference that, extended the game.
Yeah.
That got to get a little rough. It's like, dude, you're in perfect position. Just wait. He just got excited. You could tell he was just excited and wanted to rush the field and stuff. But overall, seeing Drain Greenlaw get the interception is nice, especially because, he's kind of been, I want to say, the biggest disappointment, but it almost is, because it's like you have so much anticipation for him this offseason to come in and make an impact. But again, it's going to be coming back from this bye week. How does this team pick up steam? An atrocious Raiders team next week. They should be able to beat on them and hopefully get some more confidence.
Yeah, I hope so. Dude, we're 10-2. That's crazy to think about. I'm looking at the stats here. They gave up 10 catches to 106 yards for Zach Ertz. Bro's like pushing 40, man. Come on.
Yeah, he was getting fed the ball, man.
Dude, Traylon Burks had that one catch for 5 yards. That one catch all game. It's just one catch has to be Odell Beckham Jr. style.
Yeah, it is what it is, man.
Perfect, man.
Yeah, I mean, we got, like, I'm not going to say that I'm sliding the Raiders game as a win, but we got the Packers and the Chiefs one more time, and then the Chargers, who are still solid. I mean, they're the Chargers. I mean, Herbert broke like 3 bones in his hand, I think. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not slotting the Chargers game as a win, but like, we still have to finish out the season strong, and I think this is a good game to come back from the bye from, and then we get the Raiders. But I got a lot of bragging rights relying on this Packers game, so I don't mean to look ahead, but we have to. That's one that we got to win.
I mean, yeah, some tough games down the line for sure, but I think that's what's so good about this victory is that Denver's putting themselves in such an advantageous position, being able to extend their lead upon the division as well. But Raiders, got to take them out. I mean, that can't be one you stumble upon, especially looking down at, like you said, the Packers, Chiefs, Chargers. Those are a lot, tougher games.
What do you think the Broncos end the season with? We were just talking about this on my stream. That 14-3 looks honestly like definitely possible for this team. Although they'll probably have to go 5-1, which is in this closing stretch, which will definitely be tough. You guys talk about the remaining difficulty of the schedule. What are you thinking with the Raiders, Packers, Jags, Chiefs, and Chargers? Wow, that's kind of rough. But what do you think they end their season with?
I think 14-3 is honestly really realistic. I just the way with how hot they're playing, I don't see them losing 2 games within this next little bit of stretch. I think
Nice.
they'll probably drop one to potentially the Chiefs, Jags, Chargers within that range. I mean, or Packers. I think they beat the Jaguars for sure. But I think the Packers is going to be the big one. Jordan Love's been looking nice. I mean, he was dealing on Thanksgiving, so that game's going to be interesting.
We are at home though.
Yeah, at home is a huge advantage for sure, but I think you're bound to lose one, right? I mean, there's no way.
Hey,
I
we'll
mean,
see, bro.
there
They
is
could
a
go
way.
undefeated
There
this
is
year
a
at
way.
home.
I personally think that we lose the Chiefs in like a barn burner of a game in Week 18 because the Chiefs, it's like they win or go home, make the playoffs, and Mahomes, pull some Mahomes magic, and maybe a little bit of NFL saying, "Hey, we're going to lose money if the Chiefs don't get into the playoffs." So I don't know, and I don't mean to speculate, but I see us beating the Packers at home. I think we match up really solid against them, and I think the Jags are kind of the Jags, and the Chargers. I don't think we
Yeah.
get swept by the Chargers again, so that's why I'm picking us to beat the Chargers. So
No, I totally agree. But like you mentioned, Arrowhead in December on the road's very hard with the Chiefs team that's going to be their backs against the wall. I agree. I think that's definitely probably where that one loss will come, but you never know.
Yeah. Yeah, depending on if they clinch the first seed, they might not even have to play the Chargers in Week 18. So the Chargers might actually sweep us if we do clinch the 1 seed. So we'll see.
For sure.
Overall, Leo, thank you so much for being on today's show. It was a blast. Once again, man, this is the best feeling I've had since 2015, and you can probably agree. Like, obviously, you being a Colorado native, the feeling in the air is probably immaculate right now. Like the city has the Avs who are amazing, the Nuggets are Nuggets who are just on fire. Nikola Jokic is literally like a top 5 player of all time. I don't care. And now you got the Broncos who are on their way to a first seed. It's the best, man.
It is peak right now to be a Colorado sports fan, most definitely. And I was thinking back, last time the Broncos were this good, I was in 5th grade. So like, man, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. Been waiting, to talk some crap and stuff. But definitely, I appreciate you guys having me on. And shout out the Broncos. They're gonna make a deep run in the playoffs this year for sure.
yeah, it's been a pleasure, man. Thanks for coming on.
And one last time before I forget, go ahead and let everyone know where they can find all your work on your socials, everything.
Oh yeah, for sure. My Instagram and X will be LNR_4, and then you guys can follow my TikTok as well, which is LNR4_journalism. And yeah, I appreciate you guys checking me out. I do a lot of Colorado football stuff specifically and stuff at CU Boulder, obviously, like Amir mentioned, but appreciate you guys giving me a look.
Yes, sir. Make sure you guys stay tuned here on the pod. We'll have many more episodes to come. Let us know what you guys think about the new format as well. I genuinely do value you guys' feedback and thoughts on how everything looks visually for you guys, because obviously it's a different perspective for the viewer. So appreciate all the support. I'm your host, Amir Farrell, co-host Evan Petrov, and today's amazing guest, Leo Rivera. See you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.